Okay, we're going to take a look at Pride in the Name of Love. Great song, 1984-85. A big part of this song, obviously, is the guitar sound and the delays he's using. His system, I mean, he's got one of the biggest rigs in guitar history. He gets an awesome sound, and there's a lot going on with his effects. If you watch behind him live, he's got two huge racks of effects, and everything is done in stereo. So the sound he's got on that original recording is recorded in stereo, two separate amps. He uses 2290 TC 2290 amps. Obviously, the modulation delay is going on. So we've got to try and recreate that sound. Now I'm using my Boss Giga delay, and that is set on a modulating delay at 419 milliseconds. So that will sound, if I hit one, that's what 418 milliseconds sounds like. So when you actually do sort of a scratching rhythm like what happens at the beginning of the track underneath the riff, you can see it's kind of setting, it's creating its own kind of groove. Adding to that, as Edge has done, I've added just a straight Boss digital delay. It's an old DD3, which has been sitting on my shelf for a while, but this is just adding another delay underneath. It's set longer, around about 500 and something milliseconds, 570 milliseconds. I can't tell what it is. I've just sort of done it to taste, but that smooths the whole thing out. So when you actually play the riffs and the parts, they have this huge edge type thing happening. So let's take a look at the actual parts. It opens with those harmonics. Obviously, on the track, he's recorded more than one guitar. I can hear at least 3 guitars. We've got a scratching guitar almost all the way through the track, and it almost sounds like he's almost tracked that riff. Here's the opening harmonics. Anyway, let's actually look at the parts. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to take the delays off, just to strip it away and to actually look at the harmonics. The first harmonics is the 12th fret on the B and the E string, but you're really digging into the B string, so you get. So although I'm hitting both strings, I'm really making a point of digging into the B string. And just in case you don't know how to get a harmonic, I'm sure you do, you just simply touch the string and let go as you strike the string. Don't press down on the string. To get a harmonic, we just touch and let go. The next harmonic is on the A and the D string on the 7th fret. Now this time you're going to make a big point of hitting the A string, although you are going to ring the D string a little bit, so you get. So I'm striking both strings, A and D string, but really digging into that A string. And then we go the same thing to the D and the G string in the same place, but we dig into the D string. So with all our lovely delays, we have that's the idea at the beginning there. You can see it's more the delays and the sound, especially the modulating delay, that creates that real edge type feel. Let's jump into the actual riff. This riff goes throughout the song, same wherever it happens. Once you've got this riff, you've got a big part of the song. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the chords we're looking at. Let me take the delays off again. The whole song is in the key of B major. The original is recorded in the key of B, but 9 times out of 10, every footage you see of them playing it live, they've taken it down a semitone. So they've taken it down a half step, probably just to less strain on Bono's voice. But the actual original recording is in the key of B, and the chords we're looking at is B, B5 maybe, to an E major, to an A major, to an F sharp minor. And Edge has done that wonderful thing where he just strips all the stuff he doesn't need away and just comes up with that killer part that just carries the song. So he's outlining those chords with this riff, really. Here's the B chord he's playing. First finger on the, that's the 9th fret on the D, 11th fret on the G, and the 12th fret on the B string. And here's your movement within the chord. This finger is lifting off to this finger, so you're barring that 9th fret just there. Is your movement for the first 2 chords. And a lot of it is this hand, so I'm going to play it without all the delays, and you'll hear it stripped down. There's 2 little things he does rhythmically. First of all, he scratches all the time when it's the vocal, when the guitar is exposed. He's scratching all the time, so he's doing this. But when the vocal comes in, when the vocal kicks in, he tightens it up a bit, and it does this. So with the delays, it sounds like this. Let's just check it out with the delays. So I'm going to do it open, and then I'm going to tighten it up. So there's a distinct marked difference between 2 ways of playing that riff. It just depends where you are in the song and whether the vocals is going or not. The other 2 chords. Here's our 3rd chord in the sequence. So those first 2 chords are taken care of by this riff doing that. The 3rd chord is just here. Really, you're only concentrating on the G and the B string, and you're barring the 9th fret on the G and the B and the D string as well, but you're not playing the D string. And here's your... When I say, looking at that, when I'm not actually barring the D string, I'm muting. I'm actually with my first finger, just in case, so I can scratch all the strings. My first finger is just touching that D string, so it's gone. I thought I was actually barring it, but I'm not actually analysing it. So I'm just barring the 9th fret on the on the G and the B string, and with my 2nd finger, I'm coming on and off on the 10 to the 9. So that creates the 3rd chord. Going to and outlines the F sharp minor chord. Now the F sharp minor sits just there, but Edge is only really concentrating on the G and the B string, and he's doing this. So he's holding that note there, and here's their movement still on the B string, on the 10 to the 9. So if I wanted to make more of that chord, I could hold the whole chord, just in case I brush the next part of the chord down there on the 11th fret on the D string. But you don't really need those extra notes. It's all on the G and the B string for those last 2 chords. And when I put the delays in, you can hear it in context. Another part, just another part of that sound is what you do with your plectrum. Now, I do believe, you probably know better than I, but I think Edge uses serrated picks, and he either holds it the wrong way around or he does something weird with his pick, but his pick he really digs in with his pick, and it creates a nice chiming kind of attack against the string, much in the way that Brian May would play with his sound with the sixpence. You get a real metallic attack, and he's got that going on with his guitar. I've just got a normal, I use these little tiny heavy Fender picks, but with this kind of scratching thing, a lot of the sound is almost tiny mutes that you're doing on the rhythm. I would start, building up. You can't just let the chords just sort of flail away. It's got to have its own kind of groove and feel to it. So without the delays, I'm sort of trying to. The more you analyze it, the more you kind of it becomes, you lose it. But I'm analyzing it for you just so you can sort of pick up some of the feel of it. All right, as I play it, I'm really hitting hard on the first downstroke of each chord. That adds a lot to the sound. And I'm not exposing too much of the plectrum. A lot of it's brushing my flesh as well, so you get a real sort of, I don't know, a woody kind of sound. It's almost like doing that with the chords. With the delays. Anyway, make sure you get something close with the delays for that. You really need to get that sound. You really need a modulating delay, which is why I'm using the Giga delay, because it's got that modulation preset. And around about 418, I've got it set at 419 milliseconds, and you've got that offbeat rhythm. You don't want too many repeats on it. I've just got maybe 2 full ones, then they start fading away. So if you can hear 2 quite loud ones, and then it trails away. But that's the part throughout the song. Once you've got that part, you've got 70% of the song.